Shut up.
Shut up.
That's fucking hot in here.
Cincinnati. Oh, where's my camera? There you are. Hey.
There's so many cameras.
Dude, so many. There's 3. It's not
okay.
really. Yours is right there, the short one.
Yeah, I know. I see the short one.
The short one. Hey, in case you guys are wondering, you can't really tell that much because the lighting in this show is a little bit off. I'm trying to keep it dark. I think our pictures end up looking better for some reason when it's dark.
We look better with less light.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the problem.
Yeah, I think it is.
But if we had good lighting, you notice that Chris did a very poor job, but did a job on his hair, and it is a little bit red. Now, it's more like a purplish tint now that I'm really looking at it.
Yeah, it is.
It is not. Let's just get this straight out. It's not what we were looking for.
No.
And when I mean we, I mean me.
It's not what I was looking for.
And the rest of the world. Now, we're going to come at differences here and why this is. I think you didn't do it properly. I think when you make a bet and you say you're going to dye it bright red, it should come out bright red. It's not my fault you didn't know that you got to bleach it first to make it red. I knew that already.
But the deal was like a week or 2. If you bleach it and then dye it red, you've got it for several months.
All right, I grew up, Johnny was a punk rocker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every one of my friends and myself are constantly dyeing my hair, dyeing each other's hair or whatever. And what you do, if you don't like the color, is you bleach it again and then dye it more of a natural color to your own hair. So when your hair grows back, it grows in about the same and it doesn't look fucking ridiculous. You just have to do multiple dyes. That's all part of the gig, though. See, if I would have done it, that's exactly what I would have done. Well, I probably wouldn't have cared and probably would have left it staying there until it naturally grew out. You said yourself your hair grows fast.
It does.
So, I mean, it wouldn't take that damn long. And in my opinion, that's what I would have, well, not an opinion. I know that's exactly what I would have done. Whatever stupid color you were going to make me do, it was going to be that stupid color. So I feel like I'm going to let you go on this bet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not asking you to do more. But I'm disappointed. All right?
Okay.
This is not, and it's not, and I know you're going to say you didn't want to do this, you didn't want to do that. Well, you should have looked into it more before you accepted the bet because you can't just go to Kroger or wherever you got that and get like a natural hair color and
Sally
expect it to
Beauty.
and expect it to change your hair if you have darker hair, which, I will give you this. Your hair is more brown than I thought. That gray really takes over when it's there, but when you turn that gray a different color, you notice the brown in your hair a little bit more.
I said that.
It's a little bit more brown. I'll give you credit there, but I will not give you full credit on how you performed in this bet.
And now I'll retort.
You get maybe a 65.
I totally get it.
What's
I
the
totally
lowest
get
you
what
can
you're
pass?
saying. But here's how it went down. Okay, I went to Sally Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I said, look,
Been there.
here's the deal. I said, I lost a bet, and I have to dye my hair clown red.
I'm glad you asked for clown red.
That's the word I used, clown red.
I also prefer shoot up a theater red. That's
Either
also
one
a
of
good
those.
description of the red that I was expecting.
But she said, okay, do you want permanent? And I said, no, the deal is I have to keep it for a week or 2. Mm-hmm. So she took me to this section of dyes, and she goes, this one's daily. It'll wash out every day. This is spray. It'll come out every day. Or this one will last you between a week and 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And it was screaming fire engine red.
Yeah.
Some L'Oreal brand. So I bought that. Took it home, opened it up. I'm looking through all the instructions. And I had talked to Ashley Foster. She was going to come over and do it for me. Mm-hmm. But I messaged her in the morning, and I knew, out of respect, because I told you by Saturday it'll be done, I knew I had to go to work with it red. Okay?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well,
you had to have it a week. So there was no way you could
I couldn't get a hold of her. So I said, well, I guess I got to do it myself. So I wrapped myself in a fucking towel. I washed my hair as the instructions told me to, and then they said there was a brush, and then they said put a glob in your hand and work it all throughout your hair. Okay? I was doing that. I'm working it all in, and they said try not to get it on your fucking scalp because it'll stay in your scalp apparently longer than your hair. Mm-hmm. So I'm working it in, and then I start doing the back, and I can't see, and I called my son in, and I said, hey, am I getting the stuff in the back? And he goes, yeah, it looks like it, and I'm working it all in. It says, now when you're done working it in, and I used half the tube, I got another half. It said, set the timer for 30 minutes. So I set the timer for 30 minutes. I was talking to you on the phone. I let it go an extra 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, this is a cool story. It doesn't matter.
But what I'm saying is I tried. I gave it the effort.
Well, you didn't. I mean, you did, but you didn't. And I'm going to half blame this on the fact that, well, now there's a couple different ways I can blame this. Maybe you didn't know, and I guess you fully didn't know.
I've never dyed my hair.
But you did look into it, and you do realize that you had to bleach it first in order to fully make that color.
I didn't know that till I bought it.
Oh, well, either way, you knew it before you did it.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to bleach my hair.
See, that's what I mean. That's part of I would have done it because I knew going into it that was going to be part of the process.
See, I didn't know, though.
Well, that's not my fault.
I wouldn't have made that bet had I known I had to make a bleached white hair before I fucking color.
You need to look into things before you commit to them. You got to look into things before you commit to them. I mean, that's like saying that, a player making a bet and then going, I didn't know I was going to lose on that.
Yeah,
Come on, I should get it back.
The difference is because I thought when you bought hair dye, whatever you put it on, it just like painted it. That's what I thought. I've never dyed my hair.
Yeah, if you got like real light hair, it's that happens. If you're a blonde, that might work that way. But otherwise, you gotta color your hair a different way before it goes one way. Yeah,
I didn't know.
I mean, outside of like black, you color it black, and then your shit will be black regardless what your color is before. But if you're going a lighter color, that's not gonna stick unless you lighten it first.
I honestly, truly had no idea.
I don't know why you're so afraid that just doing a couple different dye colors is gonna make your hair fall. We know people that do this like every other week and got plenty of hair. It's not just going to fall out because of that. You said yourself it grows quick. You would have came back. I don't know. I'm just saying you get a 68, a 66. You didn't fully fulfill it, but I'll let you off the hook. But believe me, there's some listeners out there that are not happy with this. All right, and they want me to hold you to it, and I'm not going to do it because I'm a nice guy. But and I know you did make an attempt, and I will blame it on...
And the bottom line is...
I will blame it on... And you're going to hate the word, but I'll blame it on ignorance. Ignorance of the fact that you didn't know that's how hair worked.
I've never dyed my hair, ever.
And I've done it many
But the one
times,
thing, the one thing, you said, all right, I'm not going to make you do it again. But the one thing it did accomplish is I look like completely fucking ridiculous.
You look like a douche.
I look
you
idiot.
definitely look like it. You look like a gay.
I mean, the bottom line is...
Nothing personal, gays.
I didn't get fire engine red, but I look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you look like a gay. Yeah. Like you're really going for a cute look.
And it's so funny because when I was walking into work last night, and everybody was seeing me, and they go, hey, you finally fucking did it, and oh my God, you really did do it, and all that stuff. But then when I hit the floor...
Oh, it's the customers that don't know you.
They were looking at me going...
They didn't know it was a bet.
Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
They just think this fucking douchebag colored his hair. That's the part that I wanted. And that's the part,
what you wanted.
And that's why I said I wanted to be red. Because I knew that if we did the all white or whatever, the people at work would have thought it was funny. But people that didn't know you wouldn't have really thought one. They would have just thought he's old. He has gray hair. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But the people, when I was walking through the casino, people were looking at me going... I could see them looking at my hair and turning
strangers,
away. When
you have bright red hair, and especially an older man with bright red hair, you start really thinking a different way about him.
Believe me, the humiliation was there whether it was red or not.
It was.
And when I was walking around downstairs, people in other departments that didn't know me, one lady was walking by me, and she was like a cage worker or something. She went, oh, nice hair. And I went, what a smart ass.
I was with you, too. One guy walked by, and he just went, fag. And I was like, man, that is rude, buddy. Yeah. That is rude. But, and then I slapped his ass.
But the bottom line is, like I said, I didn't get the desired color you wanted.
No.
I wish I would have.
Hey, maybe.
But the humiliation was there.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're humiliated. We do get something out of that, but I don't know. I'm just not completely happy with it.
Well, the next time we make a bet, I will research it more. I'll research it
What's next?
It's so funny.
I'm 2-0, man.
Because
I need
everybody that talks to me and tells me about their ideas for our bets, they all bring up the beards, and I said Jason won't do the beard.
It's not happening. It's my off limits.
Yeah, that's what I said. He won't bleach it. He won't cut it.
Dude, it's been over 20 years. I haven't seen it in 20 years. I don't know what's there. I know it's going to be a completely different shade of white, so it's going to look fucking goofy even if I don't got 9 chins. You know what I mean?
In 30 years, I've shaved mine once, and we all saw what I looked like.
Yeah, I don't respect the gobbler. You know what I mean? If you got the gobbler, you cover it up. It's fine, but I don't respect the gobbler. I can't be the gobbler.
So I guess we need ideas from people about what should be next. Now, if I lose another bet, I will, before I make the bet, I'll research it more.
Oh, let's hope, man.
I guess the tattoo
is easy.
The tattoo is easy.
You want to do a face tattoo?
And that was a stupid... No, I'll never do that. But...
Neither would I.
Why that was a stupid bet for me, the dick tattoo.
Yeah.
And now in retrospect, I think about it, it was totally fucking dumb because... With your sleeves and stuff, you could have easily hidden one, and it wouldn't have been seen.
I could have. I probably wouldn't have, though. You know me. I don't know. Did we agree that it had to be on the leg?
No, we agreed that you could put it anywhere you wanted.
Yeah.
Because originally I was going to shave my armpit, have him do my armpit, and then the hair would grow over it, and then you both told me how much that was going to fucking hurt.
Oh, that would be super painful.
Yeah, so I said, well, fuck that.
I don't know where I would have put it. I wouldn't have put it on my arm or anyone super visible, but I wouldn't have probably made it as hidden as yours either. I don't know.
Well, this is going to get covered now, the whole leg.
I might have done an ankle one. That would have been funny. You know, usually a sock would cover it up, but if for whatever reason I wasn't wearing a sock, people see a dick on my foot. That'd be
that's
funny.
funny.
But I don't know. I don't know where I would have put it.
I mean, I have some splaining to do every time somebody new comes over.
I would have done the same thing as
there.
you did. I would have built a cover up over it eventually.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you're planning on doing, and that's what I would have done too. But I think I still would have incorporated the dick in the cover up. So I would have told Lucas before he did it, like, listen, I'm put this dick here, but in the end, this dick's going to be part of a full thing, and then it won't be as bad.
Here's the difference. The one thing I'm going to say, Lucas, great tattoo artist, but that's not a great dick.
It's a weird dick.
It's a weird dick, and actually you have to look at it a certain way to see that it is a dick.
It's a certain style of dick, apparently.
Yeah, so and that was good for me because, I was expecting nuts, cock,
just a very
head.
simple dick.
Yeah, but obvious dick.
Nah, he went for
This isn't an obvious dick.
Those fucking tattoo artists are all nerds in their own right.
Artists. That's cool with me because it doesn't look as much like a dick.
And that's exactly what it was. It's some kind of Japanese bullshit.
But it would have been hard to incorporate
that only
that.
tattoo artists and people that are really into tattoos are into. But they love that Japanese like shit. So that you got a Japan dick on you, you know?
Well, and every the couple, 2 or 3 tattoo artists that I've showed this to, they all saying the same thing. A cover up won't be that hard because it's just all lines. There's no color in there.
No,
There's
that'd be
lines.
super easy,
Yeah.
especially if you did something dark.
And the
with shading
cowboy
and
helmet
stuff.
too, which is right next door to it.
Nah, keep the cowboy helmet.
No, that was a lost bet. I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Fuck them.
No one likes the Cowboys, but either way.
You can't. They're right. The tattoos are on top of each other. You can't cover that up without.
Not the other.
No. So bottom line is, I will research it, but you guys give us an idea. But I will tell you what's off limits. Jason's beard, my beard, totally off limits.
Yeah, beards are done, man. I'm not doing beards. I would have died. I mean, if people are like, why didn't he dye his beard? And I'm like, why didn't make it part of it? And then someone said that you said that I made that part of the thing, that I didn't want to dye it.
I said the dye beard.
Yeah, but
and
I wouldn't have
you said,
cared.
no, I'm not touching the beard.
No, I said I wouldn't shave. I don't care if it was dyed. But I wanted the whole head. I mean, you would have to do everything, but we're good. Yeah, well, think something new. Think of something new. Are we just doing trivia again? Are we all going mental?
Yeah, but I want more say in what the categories are.
We need a new questionnaire, or Scott Van Noff do it again?
You and I come up with Scott's fine, but you and I come up with the categories. He can come up with the questions, but you and I need to come up. We each get to pick a few categories that we agree on.
I mean, you could just keep it
you
simple.
Can't say the history of pot because I won't know anything about that. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, speaking of the history of pot, there's a new dispensary out in Milford that are selling $60 half-ounce bags that have 29.6% THC in them. That's crazy prices for Ohio. All right, if that keeps up, you local drug dealers better be lowering your prices because that's a really good price for high-quality weed.
Right?
Yeah, that's where I went.
Oh, you
most
did
recent,
go?
Yeah, I went and got it. Fuck yeah, 60 plus I get 30% off. I mean, that's a hell of a deal there, you know?
It was good marijuana?
Very good marijuana. I paid $42 for a half ounce. Dude, back in the day, of that same weed's going to cost you more than $42 for just an eighth of it. So the idea now
it's half.
Now I got 4 times that for less than what I would have paid 10 years ago for an eighth of that. It was always $50 an eighth way back in the day. All that good weed was.
They got a lot of
$50
gummies and stuff too?
I don't know. I don't care about that shit. I'm sure they got everything. It's a dispensary. But I was just knocked away by the prices there. You know what I mean? Like just certain ones. I don't even remember what it was called, but shout out to the Milford Dispensary, guys. If you're a Cincinnati pothead, head there or support your local drug dealer. I'm always good for that too. You know me.
I do.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't have any emails today, but we have something.
Well, yeah, we kind of got something. Why don't you talk for a second while I set it up?
All right. Well, first of all, we constantly ask people to give me an asshole of the week, fuck you, whatever, and an email, any question. We had a new emailer last week that signed in and gave us some okay questions. They were nothing special, but it was an email and it was something to read and talk about.
I liked last week's. I forget who the guy's name was, but I liked last week's. I mean, just because it sets up conversation, I don't need great questions per se. I just want you to know that we can get creative with it, hopefully.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
First initial something, right?
Something goofy.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know why you stopped talking.
Oh, I thought you were ready.
Email. Hey, it's us a while ago. Hey, we're not there. That's weird. All right, well, we're not there on that picture, but as you can see at the bottom, our email is shutupcincinnati@gmail.com. This is a look at the studio before we were there. We're going to come back any second now. Here we are. Hi. This one works too. I wonder what the fuck that was. That was weird. All right, well, that screen before was from the past. Get a hold of us at shutupcincinnati.com. shutupcincinnati at gmail.com.
At Gmail.
At gmail.com. Write us, ask us questions, insult us, insult somebody else, say nice things.
And hi to my friend
gives
Todd.
a shit?
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd, you fucking niece fucker. All right. This email was from old Judge Hudson. Judge Hudson wrote him.
Judge Hudson.
All right, he said, salutations, my most excellent dingle hoppers. I'd figure I'd throw you guys a bone and send this electronic message and maybe, just maybe, boost listener engagements with a new idea. You see, I had some inspiration about an asshole of the week that I just wanted to bitch at, and I had no forum to which to satisfy that itch. I was thinking, how great would it be to suggest this asshole to one of you fine gentlemen at work, but then I figure I'd just record it myself and send it to you fucknuts to broadcast instead. Good idea. So what Matt did is Matt got an asshole of the week and a fuck you of the week, and he recorded it on his phone or wherever the fuck he recorded it at, and sent us into it, and we're going to play it during that segment. All right, I don't want to play it now because that would be out of order, but I do like this idea. If you guys ever want to do it, Matt might be the only one in the history to do it. But if more people did it, that'd be fucking awesome. All right? And I guess this is where he's getting on his high horse too and saying the same thing. May I be so bold to suggest that any of my esteemed fellow listeners who would like to participate in one of this fine show's segments may do so by recording their segment and sending it into the show for our listening pleasure. Anyway, that's my suggestion. I'm leading by example with not just an asshole of the week, but a fuck you to boot. Now, I recommend you listen to these recordings for the first time during your appropriate segment, but I understand that J-Balls has to work his audio wizardry to make sure they sound all right on air. So if you can, wait for the segment. Hope they are satisfactory. Later, bitches. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. Send us emails, shutupcincinnati at gmail.com. And we're going to get to a Matt's fuck you and asshole when we get to those segments.
Yeah, well, he's got an asshole and a fuck you?
Yeah, he knocked them both out of the park. I haven't listened to him. I listened to the very beginning of the asshole just to make sure I could do the audio.
Before we do the asshole, I'm going to touch base with the death pool. Did anybody have Tony Bennett?
Dude, I didn't look. I did not look. Give me a second and I can.
Because I figure a lot of these guys go with the old people hoping to just chink up little points at a time. And I'm thinking...
Dude, we're going to get canceled. Don't
I'm
be out there
thinking
saying
somebody
chink.
said Tony Bennett. That's my guess.
Yeah, I feel like Tony Bennett has to be on here. Tony Bennett, there he is. Kimmy had him. She gets 4 points for Tony Bennett passing away. He was 96, and it looks like she was the only one that had him.
She was it.
Yeah, she was it. Just Kimmy, Tony Bennett. I can go through the rest of these real quick, but I have a number written next to him if there's more than one, and there is no number written next to him, so she is it. So yeah, see you later, Tony Bennett, you old motherfucker. You got Kimmy. 4 points. So congratulations, Kimmy. First time doing the death pool, and she's on the board. Some people do this every year and never hit the fucking leaderboard. She's on there. She ain't leading shit, but she's on there. All right, and she's on the board.
And that's a thing, man. It just...
I mean, think
Daddy
about
White. It's like when he keeps racking these up, I'm just happy that I'm not on his.
No, dude. Daddy White is the angel of death.
When he puts you on there, you die.
Yes. Dude, that's the last thing anyone wants to see is Daddy White walking in the room because that might be your last visitor. That fucking psycho.
Like reading his fucking death pool going, maybe.
He's weird too, dude. He might be doing these deaths. Daddy White might be out there murdering motherfuckers.
Well, who was the last one he got that got him the lead?
Daddy White right now has the Unabomber and Tina Turner.
Oh yeah, he had
me and him. We both had Tina Turner. He had the Unabomber though. I didn't even know the Unabomber had anything wrong with him. But I feel like Daddy White's been in communication with the Unabomber.
That's kind of what it feels like.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you look through Daddy White's room, you might find a big ass booklet of some things against against
well, it's like
the future.
There's some fucking celebrity dark web Twitter that you can get on and say, "Hey, how's everybody feeling?
Yeah,
anybody got any pains?"
Well, think about it. Daddy White, like the Unabomber, he does not like change. All right, he wants everything to be the same way it was back in the day. He does not like change. They have a lot in common. They could have been communicating. Daddy White might be the next Unabomber. I'm just saying. If shit starts blowing up, I'm looking at you, buddy. I'm checking your alibi.
If you get a piece of mail and the return address is Daddy White, I suggest you don't open it.
Daddy White at Indiana.com or wherever the fuck he lives.
He's an Ohio guy now.
Oh, is he living in Ohio?
Yeah. Lives over by me, and he's real close neighbors with... Duh.
Oh, duh.
They're very close neighbors.
I don't know if Alex is still hanging out with us.
Alex is here.
Oh, is he? Oh, there he is. There he is. The screens are all a little fucked up. We only get a little bit of me. God damn, he's beautiful. Look at that cowboy hat. I'm surprised you don't wear that more often. You know what I mean? Our good friend Alex. It's always nice when he's
they're neighbors. They're really like next door neighbors almost, right? A quarter of a mile apart.
All right, guys, write us. Until then.
Asshole of the week.
All right, asshole of the week. You want to go first? You want
Let's
to go
let
Matt first?
go first.
All right, Matt's going to go first. All right, let's see how this works out. Or if it even does.
My asshole of the week is no stranger to being an asshole. Matter of fact, he's an asshole among assholes. He's the hairy, gaping, protruding hemorrhoid, sloppy, dingleberry-having, drooping asshole that other assholes aspire to be. And that asshole is Elon fucking Musk. This Emerald Mine Trust Fund baby is trying to sue the law firm that Twitter hired to make sure Poopy Pants Elon wouldn't back out of the sale.
Oh, Poopy
Best
Pants.
part is, this free market motherfucker claims the firm shouldn't have been able to charge so much because the case was so easy to win. Let me get this straight. You wanted to flex your wealth and appease your peons by sending over a ridiculous offer, and they accepted. Then you signed the damn agreement despite it having a clause that would make you pay a fuck ton just to back out. And now you're all butthurt that the firm that put your stupidity on Front Street made you actually follow through with something. Not only that, your justification for the lawsuit is that you're a dummy, and it was so easy for them to win. Best part is, Twitter hired this firm to oversee the sale. Then they made Elon go through with the sale for a whole lot more than what it's worth. And then Elon, now the owner of Twitter, had to pay the firm that fucked him. Not only is this fuckface my asshole, but this firm is my hero. So Elon Musk, you're always an asshole. But right now, you're my asshole of the week.
That was outstanding.
Wow, man. That was really...
That was outstanding.
He's working on his judging, or his lawyering, I think. He was presenting an argument, I feel like, and he was using...
It was very lucid.
It was very, I could tell you wrote it down and you practiced. I like that.
It was awesome. I mean, and he tossed in, not a hero, he tossed in a hero.
A hero, because that's the most important part.
At the same fucking time.
I need a hero.
That was excellent, Matt. That asshole of the month was well stated.
You say month, week, whatever, asshole.
Same thing.
He's an asshole.
It was thought out,
Yep.
And it was accurate. It was very accurate.
Nah, Elon Musk, he's definitely an asshole.
Yeah.
I know people love him, but he's an asshole. He's full of himself. He's a douche. I mean, he has some, he's done some good things, but he's also a complete douche. So.
Yeah, to me, he's just a fucking crazy person. But yeah, he is an asshole.
I don't know if he's crazy per se. I mean, he's autistic, obviously, and he's super intelligent about certain things. But then
he name his kid a bunch of numbers and.
Yeah, he's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
really weird.
I guess
crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. How do you spell that?
He named his kid Numbers.
It was like numbers and symbols and all kinds of weird shit.
That's cool.
Is it?
No,
it's not.
But yeah, it is because he's Elon Musk kid. I mean, if it was like Jerry down the street, who his dad makes $50,000 a year and has nothing to pass down to him, he's just going to live a average life, and the rest of his life he's going to be known as 4968er. Okay, that I feel sorry for him. Yeah, but Elon Musk kid, who gives a shit?
Yeah, but
you're gonna turn 18 and be worth $1 billion.
When his friends call, can I speak to 6942 question mark exclamation point, please? Yeah, he's right here. Hold on. 6429 exclamation point. You got a phone call. Come on, you're a fucking weirdo.
I'm sure he just goes by point. He doesn't go by the whole name. He's probably just 4. They shorten it.
Yeah. See, I really shouldn't. But I do. Everybody has a shouldn't but do thing in their life.
Yeah.
I hate when people name their kids weird fucking shit. I hate it.
I
think you're a fucking idiot.
It depends, but hey, that kind of runs into my asshole of the week.
Okay.
Because my asshole of the week is named Mistin.
Mistin.
Mistin apostrophe.
Yeah.
Mistin.
Fuck his parents.
So Mistin, well, not him. So, all right, of course, most of my assholes these days, I'm Uber driving. I pick up this guy downtown, Court Street, pick him up. Nice guy. Super nice guy. I don't know where I'm going. I seen a street name, but it didn't make sense to me. Then I started going there. I'm like, it's the part of town I don't like going through that much. But I'm heading over that way. He's telling me all about his kids, how happy he is to be a father, going on and on. You could tell he was a little off.
Yeah.
Nice, though. Like, he wasn't all there, but he was a nice guy, and he was there a little bit, But anyways, he just talked about his kids the whole time. Cool, good for him. Yeah. I talked about my kids. He talked about his kids. I drop him off. Where I dropped him off at, he lived in Winton Terrace. So I drop him off over there in Winton Terrace. Okay, I'm fine. I have no problem, especially during the daytime, dropping someone off or picking anyone in Winton Terrace. I don't mind.
But leave them fast.
Yeah, I don't stick around.
Yeah.
You know, I don't wait. If I drop someone off there, last night I dropped someone off in English Woods. Like, when I drop them off there, usually when I drop off someone, I'll sit that same spot to not waste gas until I get another hit. But when I'm in English Woods or I'm in Winton Terrace, I go a couple miles up the street, you know, just to... It's not that I'm scared. It's just I know I'm not wanted. They don't want me there. You know what I mean? They see a white guy sitting in a car outside of their house at fucking 11 a.m. or p.m. They think he's a cop or something. You know what I mean? Or they think he's an whatever. They
think he's got something on him that I want.
Exactly. Either way, you just don't do it. It's just not smart business for anyone involved.
Right.
But either way, that's not the problem. The Winton Terrace really has nothing to do with any of this story outside of that's where I dropped him off at. The ride was under his wife's name. That is Miston. All right. So this is the Miston. Again, no issues. Drive around, get home, get a message. Phone in my car. He dropped his phone in my car. It was beneath my seat. So I didn't see it. I even drove other people around. They didn't see it. Usually you see it. At this point, it's 4:30. I got to go to work. All right. They live in Winton Terrace, which is how long from here? About 35 minutes?
Every bit.
You know what I mean? Especially with traffic and everything else. I can't make it there. I can't make it there until the next fucking day. You know what I mean? So Uber gives me the phone number. I message them and tell them that. Miston. Now, Miston spends the next fucking 24 hours blowing up my phone. We need that phone back. I need this phone back. Phone. You know, when can you bring it back to me? When, you know, it's like I'm far away from you. And let's not also forget, Uber will give you a return phone fee, but only $15.
Yeah.
It's not worth $15 to drive here to Winton Terrace.
Yeah.
It's not at any point. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. Just distance alone. It's not fucking worth it. So I'm just like, all right, I might do it the next day. I get a message from Uber. Uber says, drop it off at your nearest police station instead, if you don't have time to bring it to the customer. So I'm like, all right, that's fucking weird. I don't really want to go to a police station, but I'll drop it off at a police station. I dropped it off, and I could have dropped it off any police station. They didn't specify. They said your closest one or your nearest convenience or whatever. I went to the one in Cincinnati because then at least I knew it was in Cincinnati.
On Ezra Charles?
No. I mean, Cincinnati Police Department. It was over off Erie. Okay. I went to the one over in Hyde Park, District 2, I believe it is. Okay. And dropped it off over there, whatever. The cop that took it and everything was nice. We didn't have any problems. At first, they were asking me a little information. I was like, I don't fucking know. It's take this phone. That's what Uber told me to do. Leave me alone. And then she became nice, and we're good. Miston continues to blow up my phone. We can't get no ride out to the police station. We can't do this. We can't do this. You need to bring me back this phone. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking asshole. I didn't leave a phone in someone's car. This is your fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that I'm willing to do anything.
Did they start yelling at you, cussing at you?
Not cussing at me, but just very consistent, telling me that it's my fault, that it's at this cop station. Well, I was like, yeah, that's what Uber told me to do. Bitch to them. I eventually blocked the number so I didn't have to deal with it anymore. I'm sure I'm going to get 1 star out of the whole fucking thing, which don't mean shit. And
no tip.
Yeah, no tip.
Did you get the 15
I wasn't going to
bucks?
get the tip anyways. Then Uber, second asshole of the week, Uber. They told me to go there without telling me that I wouldn't get a return fee. It was definitely still out of my fucking way to go there, and I get no return fee. So I get no money to go out of my way and drop this phone off. Next time, I promise you, that phone is going right out the fucking window. All right, I'll throw it in the river before I'll fucking take it back to anyone at this point.
Well, yeah, if you're not going to get paid for it.
If I'm going to get harassed by the customer and then not paid by the fucking company, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but see, I thought, I mean, and this is something that kind of happened to me too, but when you get a call from a customer on Uber or Lyft, you're on a scrambled number. They're not supposed to have your real number.
Well, they didn't have my real number. They gave me her real number, and I text using my number. So then when I did that, she had my number.
She had your number.
You know what I mean? Which I guess I shouldn't have done in retrospect. The only reason I did any of this is because the guy was super nice. You know what I mean? Normally, if a regular, I may have... Well, let's see, I didn't go anywhere near his house. I'm going to say I might just throw it in her yard or some shit like that. If I remember the address, I'll just go up and knock on the door. That was another problem is if I remember right, when you looked at it, it just said Estes Avenue. It didn't give me an actual number of the house.
Okay.
So I couldn't have brought it back to that house anyways.
Yeah.
I could have looked around, on the road and like, oh, this row of apartments looks like the right one I dropped them off at and go knocking door to door and Winton Terrace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That ain't happening.
Hey, did you leave your iPhone 14 in my car?
No, it was like a Motorola.
Yes.
Something. Yeah, exactly. Just in general, I don't care what neighborhood it is. I'm not knocking door to door asking you if it's their fucking phone for free.
I get it.
Or even for $15. It's just not worth it. But you blowing up my fucking phone, having these big expectations when your dumbass husband left it in the car, that's his fucking problem. I feel sorry for the guy, because you know this cunt, as much as she was bothering me, was really bothering
Tearing him up.
Just tearing him up. And they obviously don't have any money. I mean, isn't Winton Terrace pretty much, isn't that government housing?
Most of it,
I think so, right? So I'm sure they don't have much money. Obviously, they don't have any transportation because they're using Ubers for everything. I'm sure the Uber to go out to Erie over there in Hyde Park from Winton Terrace isn't cheap, that they'd have to go there and back. If anything, Uber, since they fucking told me to drop it off at a police station, should pay for their Uber to go pick it up if they're that fucking worried about it.
I agree.
But
fuck Uber.
Whatever. Fuck Uber. Fuck everyone.
All right, my asshole of the week is Abjit.
Oh, goddamn Indians.
Yeah.
You always go after the Indians, dude.
I don't go after the Indians.
I think you need to eat more of their food, and then you'll realize that they're good people.
I don't go after the Indians. I'm going after
I don't
Abjit.
like Indians. All right.
Okay?
Fuck Abjit.
Yeah, Abjit. Let me tell you a quick story.
You think we're saying his name right?
Yeah, that's how he said it to me. Abjit. About 2 weeks ago, I saw a fucking, I don't normally fall for it, but I saw an ad for something. I said, fuck, I got to have that just to see. I didn't think it was going to work, but I have to have it just to see. Mm-hmm. It's this purple goo that you put on your teeth, and it's supposed to take the stains off and whiten your teeth. Okay? Mm-hmm. I quit tobacco, and I know that my teeth are stained from tobacco, but now that I've quit, I'm like, well, maybe I'll whiten my teeth up now. This stuff is called High Smile. Okay?
All right.
And it's some chemical thing. It's a miracle, even though when you look at the commercials, you're like, that's bullshit. Guy takes a yellow balloon and covers it in this shit, and the balloon's white, blah, blah, blah. But he does it to a bunch of set of teeth, too. And then the teeth look noticeably whiter when you're done. So I ordered some High Smile for $23 off Amazon. I tried it for a week. Absolutely no fucking result whatsoever. So I get on Amazon because I was mad and I did it at a fucking impulse. And I just tore them apart in a fucking feedback. You know what I mean? A review.
Yeah.
Just ripped them apart. Don't waste your money. This fucking shit don't work at all. Fuck them. Blah, blah, blah. I just tore them up. So I get an email. I'm sorry that you were unhappy with our product. We would love the opportunity to talk to you to see if we could literally have me change my review. Like, what can we do to make it right so you'll get on there and take the bad review down? Okay?
Yeah.
So I get a phone call. This is Abjit from High Smile. We saw your review, blah, 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 blah. He goes, can you tell me, did you follow directions properly? I said, I followed exactly directions. The directions were put it on your toothbrush, and brush for 30 seconds.
That's pretty tough, dude. You do that right?
I followed the directions. They said, well, we'd sure like the opportunity to, to make it right. I said, okay, issue me a refund. I'll take down the bad review. Oh, we don't do that. He goes, I'll send you another tube. I don't want a tube. It doesn't work. I still have this tube. So he goes, and then he starts getting defensive. Well, we just don't think you gave the product a fair opportunity. I said, I don't give a fuck what you think, Abjit. I'm not taking it down. I am not taking down this bad review. And he really wanted me to.
Of course.
At the end of the fucking day, all they offered me was another tube of the shit that doesn't work. I'm like, you mean to tell me that to save the reputation of the company, you won't refund $23? It's not worth it to you? He goes, well, if I did it for you, I'd have to do it for everybody. I said, obviously, because your shit don't work.
And that's not right. No, he wouldn't have to do it for everyone. You can decide that on a case-by-case basis. It's his fucking company.
Right.
They can decide when they return stuff when they don't.
He's some clerk or whatever.
Either way, I'm just saying, like, that's not a true statement. Like, you do it for the person that won't give up their fucking bad review.
But here's where the asshole comes in.
But who would ever want the same thing that didn't work?
That's what I said.
Like, that don't make any sense.
He
like,
said,
I don't
we'll
understand how that's their solution.
He said, if you use it long enough, it'll work. And I said, according to your commercials, you use it once and it works. Mm-hmm. So that was bullshit.
Yeah.
I said, in the commercial, you bring a guy here with fucking gray teeth and you put the shit on it, and next thing you know, they're white.
Yeah, but come on, you actually believe that?
No, but I thought maybe it would remove some of the stains.
What did the reviews say? Was there a lot of bad reviews?
Well, they were probably the company-written reviews, fakes, most of them, and some of them said, oh, I didn't see much of a notice, and then somebody says, oh, this shit's great, probably written by them. I don't know, but I said I'm going to try it. And I figured, well, if it worked a little at a time, I'd use it for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to go to fucking, Ryan Reynolds in the next brush. Mm-hmm. I just figured.
Which one? The one we know or the one that's famous? Because the one we know had shit teeth.
Yeah, the famous one.
Yeah. I see you
With
out
the
there,
pearly
Ryan
whites.
Reynolds, and your shit teeth.
But the whole point is, he did this. I'm not going to take the review down unless you give me a refund. Mm-hmm. So he says to me, okay, that's your choice. Please don't ever order our products again. That's what he said. Please don't ever order our products again.
I like that, though.
And you know what I said?
Okay.
Go fuck yourself.
Same thing.
And he went, same to you.
Same to you. I like that, though.
So because I love that too.
Yeah.
But because of that, Abjit has earned my asshole.
Yeah, you're an asshole. You're an asshole for offering something that don't work as a solution.
Yeah, well, one funny thing is a guy, he picked up a yellow balloon with a pair of gloves on, and he dumped it in a big bucket full of this purple shit, and the balloon came out white.
Well, that's cool. You're not trying to dye a balloon.
And the first comment was, how come the gloves didn't turn white?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. What color were the gloves?
Blue.
Yeah, but they weren't stained blue, right?
No, but neither is the balloon. It's latex.
Yeah, but it could have had, I don't know,
They're
right.
all colored.
Either way, as soon as I have latex teeth, I'll care what it does to the balloon.
But the whole point is, not only did he not give me my money back, the fucker said, please don't ever order our shit again. So, don't order High Smile and fuck Abjit.
Yeah, fuck Abjit. And email us at shutupcincinnati@gmail.com. I fixed the screen, so I wanted to use it for a while.
Oh, very nice. We're there now.
Yeah, email us. Anyhow, this isn't an asshole or a fuck you or anything. I just want to make a general observation. So, I think when you drive around Uber and stuff, you see a lot more of the city than you ever would see otherwise.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like most of us, we drive on the highway to our work, we go home. We drive on the highway to the local, you might drive your town that has, all your restaurants or whatever, your fast foods in them or whatever. But for the most part, you're not driving around everybody else's little town. And as an Uber driver, you're driving around everyone's little town throughout the Cincinnati area or wherever you Uber at. So you just see a lot more. And, you notice bums all over the place, especially in the downtown areas and shit like that. The very, very poor areas, you see them and shit like that. You see the unhoused. You see the unhoused about. We call them homeless because we're not fucking dorks. But yeah, you see them out and about, and I wish them well. Whatever, I'm not giving you any money, but I wish you well. I wish you well. I don't want you to be homeless. I want you to fucking be housed, or at least get an apartment.
Yeah.
So I'm driving around the other day, and I'm on a back road in Anderson. Kind of
lots of those.
Yeah, lots of back roads in Anderson, and it's not exactly like very super busy intersections or anything. And I run across a fucking homeless person begging on the corner.
Of course.
And I just start thinking, what a fucking dumbass homeless person. Who the fuck is stopping here to give homeless people money? This is not the area you beg. This is not the traffic zone you're in. Where are you going to sleep at? The golf course? They're going to kick you out. All right? This is not the area to be homeless in. And it's not because I don't want you. I don't really give a shit. I can pass you here just as well as I can pass you down in the fucking bad neighborhood. All right? Either way, we're not hanging out eating lunch, so I'm not worried about it. But for your own sake, this is this bad spot to be homeless in. All right? And you're just not doing good work as a homeless person. I feel like this with a lot of different ways. Being homeless in Cincinnati in general is just ridiculous. You got all the time in the world. Why aren't we trying to migrate to a place that's warm all year long? You know what I mean? You'd be homeless in a better climate. It just makes no sense. Or be like a bird at least and only come up here for the summer and go down south for the winter.
A snowbird homeless.
Yeah, a snowbird homeless. They make sense. And you can travel the whole country you could save up your homeless money for a little bit
or you could get a job.
Get a ticket. Yeah, that's crazy talk, dude. Come on, jobs. Fucking jobs.
And
I get addicts. I get addicts that are on the street doing their thing because, sometimes you got to suck a dick to fucking get some heroin, and you're not going to be able to do that in a normal place. But what?
Let me ask you this question. Your opinion.
Okay.
Of me.
You sucking dick for heroin, dude?
No, tell me if this makes me a bad person because it actually, for real, 100% popped into my head 2 days ago.
All right.
Driving to work.
Done that before.
When I get off 75 at Ezra Charles, on that corner, there's always this woman standing there with a sign.
What's it say?
It says, anything helps, God bless, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Probably a drug addict because she's not entirely unattractive. She's thin, blah, 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 but she's holding up the sign every time. Am I a bad person because it actually popped in my head? Wonder if she'd be willing to suck dick for a 10 spot. Does that make me a bad person?
No, not that you're just wondering.
Because people are going to give her quarters or $1. Hey, what if I said, hey, here's a 10, just blow me real quick?
I can.
Does that make me a bad guy?
Yeah,
Does that make me taking advantage of the homeless?
That's the problem.
Or is that me giving her the opportunity to make 10 in 5 minutes?
I'd really have to know her.
I don't know her.
I really think in a lot of this stuff, you judge it by a case-by-case perspective. Like,
all she can say is no.
you know what I mean? If this girl was like, this was her thing, and like this is what she's choosing to do. You know, she quit her job at fucking P&G because she wanted to suck dick in the corner to fucking buy heroin.
Yeah.
Who am I to fucking tell her that she's not allowed or that's a bad way to live? If that's what she chooses and that's the way she wants to live.
But there's really no indications that that's what she's chosen.
No, I'm just saying I have to know all the details before I can properly judge this.
All the
now,
sign says is anything
Now,
helps.
if this is some fucking poor sexually trafficked girl that's put on the street by some guy that's going to beat the shit out of her if she doesn't do it and she's trapped and she has to suck dick just to make fucking Charles happy, that's a whole different story.
Right,
Now all of a sudden
but
I'm a horrible person if I'm fucking partaking in this.
Should I even throw myself into that realm? Or should I just say, hey, here's a chance to get a 10 spot real fast? Not that I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, does that make me a bad guy?
Oh.
Is it taking advantage of the homeless? Because, hey, here's a moderately attractive woman who needs some help. I'm not going to give you $1.
I guarantee, dude.
I'm not going to give you half a Subway meatball sub. How about just a quick BJ? Here's a 10.
You're
Does that make me bad?
You're getting older and your eyes aren't what they used to be. I am sure once you got closer, this chick was probably not something you'd want to give a 10 spot to.
Dude, we're talking a blowjob. I've made it very clear.
I'm talking some not brushing some teeth on the side of the road and fucking
that would bother
3
me.
years of sewer mouth. Are you sticking your dick into that? The fact that she might, you look down and she has fucking gaping pockmarks on her arm from heroin and she's fucking stroking you and sucking you.
Here's the difference. Now, I've never thought any of that. But every day I see her, she's on the same corner, always in new clothes. Clean clothes.
Nice. No, that's not clean. You don't know if they're clean. You're
Well,
you're looking from afar, but they don't
What I'm
look
saying is I don't
outwardly
see
disgusting.
dirt and shit all over them,
Yeah, I
and
gotcha.
it's always a different outfit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, maybe she's in a shelter. She gets to shower every day, change clothes, blah, blah, blah. Either way, I think to myself, am I just a garbage human being because it even popped in my head? Not that I would ever roll down the window and ask, but my question is, would that make me a bad human being if I just said, hey, how about a 10 real quick? Just, polish the knob.
Yeah.
We go on.
What's your price though?
10.
I know your prices. Your starting point's 10, but I mean, what if she says, I ain't doing that for $10? You got a 50?
Have a good day.
Really? She's not worth a 50?
Oh, no one's worth a
How about
50.
15?
No, 10. That's my
10,
price.
that's your price? I'm not going to...
Because everybody else is going to give her a couple of quarters or $1.
Yeah, but she don't have to suck their dirty dick.
Right.
I mean,
Very true. Hey, it's a give and take world. And the way I look at it is, believe me, it's not like I would ever actually ask her to do it. It just did pop in my head. I'm like, what do I just said? Hey, how about
You
a
wouldn't
BJ?
ask her, but she had a sign on her forehead that said $10 blowjobs, and you happen to be drunk driving on the way home one night, are you?
Well, no. See, that's a really good question,
Yeah, see,
man.
you can't really judge it as a sober person.
I can't say no there, but I'm sober every time I see her now.
Yeah.
And the whole point is, if she had a sign that said $10 blowjobs, I think I might start carrying in my car travel size toothpaste and a toothbrush.
I got a feeling if
Here
she
you
had
go.
a sign that said $10 blowjobs, though, on that street, she'd be having a fucking line around the corner. So
doubt,
it'd be an
no
issue. She might have to up that price.
But I just
supply
didn't
and
know if that
demand.
made
It's
me a bad guy.
basic capitalism here. I don't know if that makes you a bad guy. Like I said, I think all that kind of stuff is so deep. Like, you really have to know the person, know the situation, know so much before I can properly judge it. You can judge it from afar, but you might totally be missing the point in the end. You know what I mean? This shit's a lot deep. People just want to paint with these broad brushes with fucking hookers and all this shit, but there's a lot to it, man. If they're there on their own accord and this is what they're into, I'm not one to step in their way.
If it's somebody whose husband left and took all the money and you have nothing now, first thing I think of, well, you got to have family somewhere, but not digging that deep. I'm thinking, because I know there's a lot of fakes out there, that aren't really homeless. They just make all that money and then they go to their apartment or whatever.
I don't think it's a lot of money, but either way, I get you.
They make enough to pay for rent on their little apartment.
What it is it might be enough money to add to the money you're already getting from like a welfare or something else to make ends meet, which I understand that. And actually, I don't even hate on that. But I kind of almost respect that more than the homeless. They're making ends meet, regardless it's not working, but it's kind of working.
Yeah, my whole point is...
You still have to get up. You have to get out.
If I was to say to her, hey, I'd like to make 10 real quick, just, polish the knob real quick, and then she was to say, well, I can't because I have brain damage because my husband beat the fuck out of me, then the deal's off.
Yeah. Now let's
But if she says, yeah,
let's examine that real quick, because you did say, and I tend to agree, or not agree per se, but just I say the same thing. Like, well, go get a fucking job. You know what I mean? That is kind of a job.
you're out there.
They have to show up. They have to do a certain thing, whether it be beg, look pathetic, do whatever they do. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. But either way, they're showing up and they're doing this. They're reporting for work every fucking day. I wouldn't do it. If you offered me, minimum wage to sit on the corner all day and look pathetic, I don't think I would do it. Would you?
No.
Yeah,
no.
so I mean, like, really, that's...
If you offered me like $50 an hour,
they're kind of
I'd do
stepping
it.
up and taking the jobs that real Americans won't take. The rest of us won't sit on the
that's
corner
not
and
a
beg
job.
for money, but
That's not a job.
they're out there taking those good begging jobs, and we're looking down on them.
I'm wondering if these homeless people fucking get into fights and jockey,
job.
hey, that's my corner.
Oh, I've seen it.
Have you really?
Yeah, the Chipotle in Clifton. It wasn't a Chipotle at the time. I think it was, or no, it might have been a Chipotle at the time. Either way, the Chipotle in Clifton there, I don't know the cross street. It's in between McMillan and who gives a fuck? Everybody that knows Cincinnati knows what I'm talking about. The Chipotle in Clifton. And there was a bum that was there all the fucking time. One day I went up there and there was another bum there, and then the bum that's regular there showed up and they clashed.
Did they fight?
Oh, they fought. Full fight, dude. It was a good fight.
Bum
Dude,
fight?
It was, dude, that's exactly what I yelled, and like 3 other people were like, bum fight! And
There was a website called
I know,
Bum
I
Fight.
remember people, and it's really cruel because a lot of those were set up where they would just get like, they were treating bums like pit bulls.
They would tell the bum, hey, you go over and start a fight with that
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Whoever wins, I'll give you $50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up. But this was a legit fight over territory. No less than drug dealers fighting over territory. No less than big corporations fighting in the courtroom over territory.
See?
They just settled their battle in the streets.
Any of you drug dealers out there, let that be a lesson to you. Bums use their fists to solve problems.
Yeah,
not
drop
guns.
the guns, man. Be more
Yeah,
bummish.
no guns, no knife.
All right.
Bum
Yeah.
fight. I'd be yelled at first
Yeah.
thing.
Corporations use courts. Bums use their fists. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a knife. Maybe a knife every so often.
Hey,
The fucking drug
did
dealers
you,
out there
did
with
you
their
stop
guns.
what
it's
you were
not
doing
good.
and watch the fight?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I would've.
They're like,
I
I mean, if it would have went long enough, I would have opened my burrito and fucking ate it while I watched.
Who won?
The regular.
The regular one.
The regular
Chased
one.
off the fucking...
Yeah. Dude, this guy was gross. He was always barefoot. That crazy guy that I live with that burnt himself brought him to our house one fucking day. He brought a bum home to that bum. Not just a regular bum, dude. This is Bo Bill Baggins, whatever his fucking name is. He had these big, dumb, homeless, scarred up, lumpy feet that he would always... They're so gross.
He brought him to your house.
Yeah, dude, I'm sitting there watching fucking TV, and all of a sudden I see that guy walking in, and then Chris walking behind him, brought a bum home, dude.
Did he give him a shower or anything?
No, we didn't give him a shower. I think he drank beers with him and then kicked him out. But either way, like, he brought this guy home, and he was the local bum, and he was so fucking gross.
Did he stink?
Yes, he was... I don't think he ever, he was full homeless, and he was a crazy person. I mean, he was homeless by choice. You know what I mean? He didn't want a home. I don't think he would have took a shower if we would have offered it. You know what I mean? Like, I think this was just his thing. But he beat the shit out of this other dude, this older black gentleman.
Did he?
Oh yeah, it was.
See, when I was like in college,
bum fights.
when I was in college,
Dude, that's a repressed memory that I forgot about. Chris bringing that bum to my house.
that's a great memory.
It was. In retrospect, I wasn't happy in the moment, dude.
Who knew that 20 years later you'd be talking about it?
I'm just sitting there high on the couch, probably watching like Oz or something with Miggy, and next thing you know,
What's
a
up,
fucking
Bobo?
yeah, fucking Bobo, full Bobo, dude. If you guys seen this, I mean, it was the bum they would show in a movie. You know what I mean? Full homeless.
Me and a buddy of mine.
Really,
in
it's the
Tempe,
really
Arizona.
homeless guy you're talking
That's
about.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy were in Tempe, Arizona when I was in high school, and got some food at this place, and we went and sat at a table that was underneath a tree, like in the back. Okay, we're sitting there eating, and these 3 bums come up, 2 guys and a fucking woman. None of them had showered in weeks and weeks. Hey, what you doing here, fellas? Talking to us. Hey, nothing, man. We decided, hey, let's talk to these people. Try to get the story. The one guy said, oh, veteran, I can't get a job, blah, blah, blah. All bullshit. But then, in the middle of it.
Maybe. I mean,
Well, maybe, but they were all.
Bullshit.
They all appeared able-bodied.
Liar.
Well, anyway, then the one guy stopped and looked at both of us, brings the girl over to us and says, you guys want some pussy? It's good pussy. And we're both looking at it, and you can almost see the fruit flies coming out of the underwear. And we're like, no, we're good. It's good pussy. And the woman go, I'll give you some great pussy. And I think maybe that story's been stuck in the back of my head for 40 years. And now I'm thinking, would it be so bad? I mean, that girl was trying to sell pussy. I'm just offering a quick BJ
it's true.
for 10.
What if you pulled that girl's pants down and she had 2 of those fly strips going down her leg that catch the fruit flies
I
on them, and then
guarantee
it was
they'd
just
be
loaded
full.
up? Yeah,
They'd be
just
full.
loaded up.
You mean the tape?
Sorry, honey, let me take these fly traps off.
There was no way in the world that there
Baby, be
wasn't
my
all
bullfrog.
kinds of creepy stuff in that pussy. But the whole point is, I think really, truly that story stands out for me. And I was thinking, maybe this girl's the same and she just wants to make some money.
Have you ever seen a video of maybe like a fly landing on a clitoris and a frog with a giant tongue snatching it off and also hitting the clit and maybe giving the girl a little excitement?
No.
You think that could happen?
I bet you somewhere
you think
someone's
if you got
tried
like
it.
6 bullfrogs all around a pussy and then put all sorts of flies around it, if it would accidentally get the girl off with all the fucking...
I don't think it would get the girl off because it's just a quick thump, but I think they would definitely, the tongues would come out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could find a way to create something that sat right on your bean and moved around and made buzzing noises, you might be able to get
Well,
off.
it's not the flies that would get off. I'm just talking about the frog tongues, you know.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is if that fly was permanently affixed to the clit, that's where the tongue would hit
You
every
think they
time.
got any sex toys shaped like frogs where just their tongue comes off real quick?
I
and
think
hit
they
your
have.
shit?
I think they have sex toys shaped like every
Hey,
animal.
All
I
you
told
people
you,
out there making sex toys, come on.
There's
Come on,
a website.
pussy-eating
There's a
frogs.
website that sells dildos of every animal's dick.
Yeah.
They have an elephant dick. They have a dog.
Oh, I know.
dick,
We've looked at those.
Yeah, and that's
but
what
I've
I'm
yet
saying.
to see the frog liquor. All right.
No, I've never seen the
I haven't
frog
seen the
liquor,
frog
but,
tongue. We need to go new territory. All right. Everybody's fucked the dog.
Hey, any
all
of
right?
you guys that listen to this podcast, if you want to send me a message or whatever, am I a bad person for that popping into my head? Because I don't think I am, because I've never actually offered it. But what if I was doing her a solid and giving her $10?
I don't think you're a bad person.
Thank you.
I think you're a bad person for other reasons.
What do you think, Todd?
You don't like Todd fucks his niece, so we don't care what he thinks. Name your price.
Yeah, I got to name your price. And I was thinking about some things the other day, and I was watching this TV show about some guy who, some movie, I've never seen it before, about some guy that was a shitty husband, and he fucked around on his wife, and he fucking lied to his kids, and he went and fucked all these whores and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, some kind of spiritual intervention happened and basically made him look at his whole life. And then he became a nice guy and a great loving husband and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to ask you this. Because you're married, I'm not.
Yeah.
You can answer the question, I can't.
When you pick it up and do that over and over again, it's very loud when you listen back to it.
I
It's
got the
super
same
annoying.
headphones.
No, not me. Not right now. I'm saying later when the listeners are listening.
Waking them up?
They're in the car, and all of a sudden that causes the bass.
It's all about the bass. All about the bass. No treble.
All right, go.
Like that new video, the guy punching the window on Facebook. It's everywhere. You seen
You
it?
know what? I've seen that, but I watched it with the sound off.
Oh, well, he's going thump, thump, and he can't break the window.
Yeah.
But now all these guys are like in the car with these fake videos,
No,
playing
I
a
saw
guitar
it.
with him and all that.
No, I
That's
saw the
funny shit.
video, and I saw him doing. I was waiting for the glass to break. I didn't know there was music going on. Then I saw a guy like bouncing his head to it. I'm like, all right, so there's some kind of
Yeah,
music going on.
somebody rapping
I'm
to it or
over it,
whatever.
but either way, go on.
All right, sick woman. She's
AIDS, hepatitis,
cancer.
Crohn's.
Cancer.
All right, cancer
She's got cancer. She's got a year left to live.
sucks.
She goes, I want my last year to be good. I want fucked once a week.
God, I always got to fuck old people. All
She's
these
not. I
things
didn't
were
say she
fucking
was
old
old.
people. All right,
I didn't
go.
say she was old.
Oh, she was just dying
Let's
of
call
cancer.
her 45. She's got
All right.
cancer. Young people can get cancer too.
Nah.
And she said, I've got a decent amount of money. You know it's cheating, but you're thinking at the end of this year, I've got a nice little nest egg for the family. How much to fuck her once a week for a year?
Once a week for a year. Married? Me? Married?
You're married. Your
Wife agree
situation
to
is
this?
right. No.
Or I gotta lie.
Your wife would never agree to it. But you could have enough money at the end of this year to really do nice things
How
for
do
your
I
family.
explain that money?
Huh?
How do I explain that money?
Fake lottery ticket. Anything. I don't give a
I
fuck.
could just fake a lottery ticket to the wife, dude. That-
Well, afterwards you come to her
She's
and
not
say,
a
"Hey, I've
dog.
got X amount of dollars,"
Yeah.
and I, as an act of mercy, you might lay it on the line with her. But your
I have to give
your
her
thought
half.
process is to make things better for your family because at the end of the year you're going to get a big lump of cash.
No, I understand all that part of it, but that has to be part of the process, or that is added to the amount that I would need.
Wife cannot know until the year's over.
That's what I mean. Well, obviously. So now there's all sorts of stuff that's involved. So I'm going to need even more money.
Well, you're not getting caught. You're not getting caught.
Oh, it's a guarantee I'm not getting cut.
You're not getting caught. This woman ain't going to say a word and blah, blah, blah. But you're right. At the end of the year, you're going to have to explain X amount of dollars where you got it.
Yeah.
Try to come up with a lie if you want to, but
Probably work it. I would probably have to work it into my gambling because she don't really pay attention to that stuff. You know, like I had a $5 free bet. I bet
it on the Reds to win the series in 9. Yeah,
it was something stupid and $3,000 million odds. You know,
That's
and
a
this
good
is what I
idea.
got. You know, and she would never let me see the ticket. You know what I mean? She wouldn't care. Now she would wonder why is it in cash? Why was I don't know, but I could get around it. You know, I could figure it out.
Because I wanted you to have the cash, honey.
Tricked you. 3.5 million. You said life-changing.
I didn't say life-changing.
Well, it'd have to be.
I said you'd be able to provide nice things for your family at the end of the year.
3.5 million. I ain't just doing it for a purse.
She's never in a billion fucking years going to believe that you won any sports bet that paid $3.5 million.
We're talking about someone that knows nothing about gambling. That's definitely true.
She knows what $3.5 million is. She's not a stupid woman.
No, but she doesn't know odds.
You're right. So
I
is that what you're going with?
trick it. Yeah. This is a fucking fake world. You know, I'm really have to work up a good lie. I'd have a year to think about it.
Yeah.
But either way, it needs to be a lot of money. It needs to be a like, you know, our life's a significantly amount better. You know, just like $100,000 or something like that, you know, pay off some debt. Like, that's not going to do it.
$100,000 for an hour a week of your life?
It's not the point, dude.
It's the mental shit that you're cheating.
It's all the other stuff. Yeah. You're fucking some cancer chick. Ew.
It's got skin cancer, let's say.
Well, yeah, but what if her chemo makes my dick feel weird? I don't know how this works.
I don't either. That's a high price. Mine would be significantly lower than that. I'm saying $500,000.
Yeah, but you're single. And...
If I was in this scenario, I'd pretend I was married.
Yeah, but that's hard to pretend in the outside
cheating
the
and all that stuff. But $500,000 is a lot of fucking money. I mean, I can easily get away with, hey, I put 100 on the fucking Bengals to win it all.
I'd be divorced at $500,000.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, no matter what, she's going to get half of it already. So now you're offering $250 to be out the door from this cheater. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that other $250 is going to make that much your life better. You know what I mean?
But she wouldn't leave you for 1.75.
Maybe she would. I'm just saying, like, if the more money, the more it makes sense. You could justify it. You know what I mean? I don't think $500,000 is justifiable enough to a woman.
Do you think you could justify to your wife, anyone out there, that you really didn't want to do the sex was terrible, you weren't attracted to her? Because in all these cases, you really wouldn't. It wouldn't be something you'd be looking forward to.
I wouldn't have to explain to her the sex was terrible because she knew that I was involved, so she would just expect
she would know. But
like, she was just like, well, of course it was terrible.
Maybe she'd even feel sorry for the woman. Yeah. Woman's already dying, and that's what you're doing.
That's
you're
how we're
fucking
treating her. Yeah, you know, hey, I'm a good bargainer. Sorry.
$3.5 million is a lot of money.
I was funny. I told jokes in the sack. You know, that's how she got off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. You're right. But I mean, there's no interest in it for me. It has to be for things that I have no interest in and that could possibly destroy everything to me. It has to be a significant amount of fucking money that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I get that.
And like I said, I'm not that driven by money. Like, I would like to be butt rich. That'd be awesome. But they'd just be like middle class rich. Like, it'd be cool, but I wouldn't go super out of my way for it. My day-to-day life wouldn't be that much different. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
For $3.5 million, I'd go pretty far out of my fucking
way. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. $3.5 million is a lot of money to me. That's buttload rich to me. Especially if you get it all at one time, where you can.
I get it.
Where you can make investments with that money and stuff like that. You know, like
on the last day of the year when you bang, as soon as you nut, you're giving a suitcase.
I mean, $3.5 million. I'm buying a house right off the bat. Not something stupid. I'd spend maybe $600,000-$700,000 on a house straight off, and then you don't have to worry about that the rest of your life. All you're paying is property taxes and insurance, you know, shit like that. But get a couple nice cars, but nothing stupid.
Would you keep Ubering?
I might, but that's all I would do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I like it.
All right, what's your price, people?
Yeah, what is your price? Plus,
because
I'd Uber in a Tesla.
Yeah,
you know, because not only
the Uber X,
not only do you get paid a little bit better, and they're trying
Uber Elite.
The Ubers out there trying to get you to rent their Teslas, or you got to pay them $350 a week. You know, to rent a Tesla, and then like how are you making any money? You'd have to work like 60 hours
at least
to make that worth it. You know, it just makes no sense to me. But that's a thing. You can right now go get yourself a Tesla for $350 a week and drive Uber in it all week.
I know somebody. We know somebody.
And they pay you $1 more
from Uber,
and they pay $1 more per hour or per trip.
That's it. $1.
Yeah. $1. You get $1 extra per trip if you drive an electric car.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also, with the Tesla, you get the Uber Elite, and that's a higher fee.
Yeah, you get a couple little different things, but it wouldn't the $350 a week. Would
Yeah,
not
right
make
off
up
the
for
top.
it. You're much better just going out and buying your own Tesla, and then making the extra money on top of it. If you
Yeah,
want to do
because
that.
your first 15 to 18 hours are gone.
Yeah.
Every
And it
week.
don't have to be a Tesla. It just says electric vehicles. So I mean, there's other vehicles.
Prius, all that shit.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue. I'm not.
All right, well-
not my market, dude. Don't care.
All right, well, that was my name your price.
All right.
And I think it was a good one because I think a lot of guys are like, well, I can really provide for my family when this is over, and I can give them a great life from now on. And we've been kind of struggling paycheck to paycheck up to this point, and now we won't have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just how much justification. That's really how your wife feels about things. It'd be a really easy fucking answer for a swinger. You know what I mean?
$10.
Well, no, you're still fucking I mean, you still might get chemo dick. We've talked about this.
There's no such thing as...
I think you're taking this lightly, dude. I mean, that radiation dick, I've heard about it. It gets all red. It's gross. Just stay
Let's
away
let
from
Matt go first.
Oh, I forgot. We got Matt.
Yeah, Matt's got to fuck you.
He does got to fuck you. I got to find it.
Oh, I gotta fuck you this week.
Oh, I don't
fuck
like the
you,
echo.
Jason Bauman. I was just gonna write an email and participate
man.
in the podcast without having to drive around the goddamn world and put my fat ass on camera. But it became immediately evident that there was no fucking way you would have been able to deliver what I had to say with the required amount of vitriol and disdain, not to mention your poor fucking pronunciation and enunciation. Simply writing an email was just not gonna be acceptable. So Jason J. Balls Bauman, fuck you. Oh, and hey Chris, if you don't have red hair by the time you hear this, fuck you too, you welching ass bitch. And if you do, fuck off.
Well, he makes a good point about you. I thought he was very, very harsh
Hey, let's
on
not
me,
turn
though.
this on me. You were the fuck you.
And why was that an echo? All right,
I don't know.
Fuck you for giving me an echo. Or maybe was that my...
Maybe he wanted you to hear it twice.
Maybe that was part of the fuck you, as I fucked that up, too. And that was the
could've
reason
been.
as he fucked me. Is because why was he fucking me? Just because I talk like an asshole?
I don't know.
think
Because
he's
I really
angry
was
at me.
waiting for a reason
Jeez,
for the
dude.
fuck you, and you just never got one.
Yeah, he just said I sucked, basically. Which, I mean, fine. I mean, I'll take it. It is what it is, but...
I think he was doing it because he can't speak, and he's a wordsmith.
Yeah. Fucking
And,
Judge Hudson over here.
Yeah, but I mean, he did acceptable. He he threw that in there.
Well, you know that he took that test and he was almost average. So, I mean, like, this is a smart guy. You know, he has right to attack me. He was almost average. Almost. I mean, he's close to being mediocre.
See, that's
All right.
something you should really sit down with your kids every day. And, son, don't listen to those kids from school. You're almost average.
You're almost average, son. All right? Hey, I
and then he turned it on me. But I do have red hair.
You do have red hair. So, we've discussed how we feel about the red hair, but it's
red.
He tried. It's
red.
You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's a regular Olympics and a Special Olympics, guys. All right? Sometimes trying is just good
Oh,
enough.
and by the way, Chris, if you don't have red hair when you listen to this, fuck you, you welching ass motherfucker.
All right. What's your fuck you?
Oh, my God. What a dick.
Yeah, fuck him.
My fuck you is real simple.
Matt.
My fuck you is Connie. No,
My
Connie.
mother?
No,
Oh.
your mom's name is Connie.
Yeah.
No, Connie, my Meyer grocery delivery person from Shipped.
You always fuck these guys.
Oh, because
Well,
they
not
fuck
always,
me.
but this is the second time. But
They
go on.
always fuck me.
Yeah. Well, they
Okay.
suck. That's why I don't do it.
When I'm doing a grocery order, I don't do them for small things. I do them when Nate's over. We're going to do $100 worth of groceries, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I put the list down. And normally, like I said, they'll write to you and say, hey, they're out of this. Do you want this instead? This cunt hole, Connie cunt hole, got me literally a third of the items were wrong.
All right.
I asked for crunchy peanut butter. I got smooth. I asked for
Ooh, that's rough.
the good ground beef, the ground chuck. I get the 80-20 ground beef. Everything was fucking wrong. I asked for my keto bread. I asked for the fucking wheat.
Now,
I get
you
white.
said it was Kroger?
Meyer.
Oh, Meyer. Okay. Is it like Kroger there where the driver only goes and just picks out the bags that other people picked? So
No,
you don't really
they
have much
shop
of a-
for you.
Okay. Go on.
And that's why when they get to an item on your list,
Why don't you use Kroger?
the Meyer's right across the street.
So?
And they have their own company. Shipped is a Meyer
All right, go on.
Purely
Why
minor.
don't
I
you
don't
go
have
pick
to
it up
use
yourself if they're
Instacart.
across the street? But Jesus
Well, because
Christ.
I do it when I get a big order and I'm with Nate. It's the only time I ever do it.
Shopping
But
with kids is fun. They make you buy
she
everything.
Literally, a third of my items were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask for wheat bread, don't substitute white. Substitute another brand of wheat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes
I
sense.
asked for wheat.
Yeah.
I asked for ground chuck, not ground beef. I want less fat in it. Mm-hmm. I got the wrong one.
I want that 90-10,
I asked for
bitch.
2% milk. I got whole milk.
Whole
This
milk.
kind of shit.
Whole
She
milk,
sent
you
me
could choke
whole
on that
milk.
shit, man. I don't like
The
whole
whole
milk.
point is, all these things I asked for, not once did she ever say they don't have this, which I know they did. I think she was just lazy. They're not going to be out of 2% milk.
You know how much 2% was a treat to me? Like, growing up, my mom always bought skim milk, and that's all I knew. So it was like milk was whatever. You know, maybe when I was real little, I used to.
Milk was
but
water.
She went to skim milk at some point, and it was milk water. Yeah, and it was fine for like cereal and stuff like that because
Yeah.
you're really just liking the sugar water. But when I finally got out of the house and went out and purchased my own, and I got 2%, I was just like, milk is delicious. But because I brought up on that skim milk, if I taste whole milk, I'm like, ugh. What's this fucking heavy
that's
cream?
heavy, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? Who's drinking? And that's probably more like milk itself.
Yeah.
But still, I can't do it.
But
But not tit milk. Tit milk's may as well be skim milk.
sugar water, yeah.
Yeah.
Tin
that's-
milk sugar water.
Yeah.
But I mean, every one of them will literally do every aisle and say, hey, they don't have gala apples, but they do have these kind and these kind. Which one do you want?
I call them gala.
This cunt asked nothing. She just substituted shit on her own and totally not even near what I was going. I asked, like I said, crunchy peanut butter. I get smooth. I want the crunchy.
All right.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I agree. Fuck you. Fuck you, Connie. But
Connie Lingus.
I mean, if I've ever, as a DoorDash driver, if I've ever delivered to people with podcasts that have fuck yous and assholes, I've probably been one of them too, because there's been plenty of times where I'm at Panera picking up an order and they're like, we're out of banana muffins. Do you want to call and see what else they want? I'm like, no. You fucking throw in another muffin and let's get the hell out of here. Like, I don't give a shit, you know, and I drop it off and I don't worry about it ever again in my life because I'm not sitting around. I'm not calling fucking Susan in Westchester to ask what kind of muffin
No, but
she
that's
likes.
what Ship does. That's
Well,
one
that's
of their
fine. I'm
things.
just saying, it's probably one of DoorDash's things, but I don't do it as a driver. I can tell you that right now. I'm a shitty driver. Whatever. Who cares? It's a side job. Fire me. I don't give a fuck. All right. My fuck you, and I think this is going to bring a little conversation, so that's why I was trying to get to it. My fuck you goes out to Jason Aldean. Now, we were going to talk about this earlier because Chris brought it up before in our pre-interview section of the show where we really get together what we're going to do. Never. We just happened to talk shit before the show. And he said he wanted to talk about it. I was like, well, don't do it because it's going to be my fuck you. And I stick to that despite some of the conversation we had before and what we'll have again. Jason Aldean, fuck you. All right? Your song sucks. All right? It's not that it's offensive to me. It's not offensive to me. It just sucks. Then again, every song you've ever wrote sucks. So, I mean, I expect nothing else from you. You've always kind of sucked as far as a musician, as far as a songwriter. That's fine. People out there like shitty music, and I understand. You still fill stadiums. Good for you and your fucking lack of chin. All right, there, buddy? But the fact that you did this at a place where a man was hung, and I understand it was 100 years ago. I get it. But you can't tell me there wasn't other courthouses that didn't, and maybe there wasn't. It's the fucking South. Maybe every courthouse in the South has had some fucking asshole hung. Well, not an asshole, sorry. They weren't the bad guy. Yeah, as a person hung in front of them for fucking any reason. You know what I mean? Maybe. But to me, as a smart thinking person, I would kind of want to know that before I wrote a song that could be taken that way. And the song itself really isn't, but the video's kind of made. You know, you can look at it a certain way. And this is the problem I have with the whole situation in general, that if people didn't point at it and say this, and this, no one would ever really thought shit about it to begin with. Apparently the song's been out for a while. No one really gave a fuck about it.
Song came out in May, but the video didn't come out till mid-July.
Okay, well, either way, like, if I don't think anyone cared, you know, and then it was all of a sudden made a deal because CMT's fucking people, probably their lawyers or something, are probably like, hey man, we don't want to get sued, so let's take this down. It caught wind, and now all of a sudden, every fucking right-wing person in the world is going, the libtards want it turned off. I know a lot of libtards. I'm a libtard.
Well, CMT pulled it off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was just some lawyer that didn't want the country to get the channel to get sued or lose sponsorships. No one was asking, dude. No one gave a fuck. I didn't know one person that even knew the song existed. More or less were like all fired up about it. No one gave a fuck. they made it a big deal. And not only to the end, is this the best thing ever for Jason Aldean, because his target audience was never the city folk to begin with. We know that.
He sells out every stadium he goes to.
Well,
We
no,
don't
but
care.
he wasn't sold out in Cincinnati until this week. I mean, he was kind of losing it. You know what I mean? He's country, those kind of, not losing it completely. Don't get me wrong. But he's no longer the guy in country
top
music.
5.
He's big, but he's no longer the guy that
He's top 3.
He can't play the stadium and sell it out. He can't do shit like that. And he was not sold out in Cincinnati until this week. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fucking controversy. And now everybody's like,
was.
remember, we all want to stick behind Jason Aldean. I remember in 2011 when I like saying about country. It's shit music. I don't care. I really don't care. It fucking ignored it and let it move on. Are you surprised that people like him make fucking music videos like that? No. That's exactly what I expect out of those people. Who gives a shit? But either way, I do say fuck you, Jason Aldean, for doing your video at that spot. You could have chose a different spot. You could have done the same song. You could have done the same message. That's fine. But in the end, you chose, or at least approved, of that fucking particular spot. And that, in general, I think is fucked up. And I understand how people could take that a certain way. That's all I'm saying as far as that's concerned. As far as everybody else that gets behind him, fuck you. Fuck you and your little stupid small town. I grew up in a fucking small town. You're a bunch of fucking pussies that are afraid of the city for the most part. The idea that there's some
I
big...
think he was talking about southern small towns.
I don't care.
that are full of
The fact
nut
that
jobs.
these fucking idiots think that they're all these tough guys, you know what I mean? It just cracks me up. They're, like the small town in Alabama where the guy ran through and got killed. It took 3 of these fucking idiots to get him, and they had to shoot him. It's not like they overpowered him or anything like that. They fucking surprised up and shot him.
My difference is...
I'm not impressed with your little fucking small town. Every small town I've ever been in is a bunch of fucking people that are afraid of everything, and maybe like 3 or 4 hillbillies that'll shoot you if you come around them. But the most of it's all fucking talk. You're not fucking tough guys. You're douchebags like everybody else in the world, like a lot of city folk too, mostly douchebags. But either way, let's stop pretending like you're fucking tough because you're from Bethel, Ohio or something.
Well, first of all, the reasons I disagree with you, and I do, first of all, I like Jason Aldean. I think he's awesome.
But we've been over this a million times. You got horrible taste.
No, I don't. I honestly think a lot of your taste sucks musically, and that's fine. But I like all genres of music. And as far as country goes, he's pretty much top 3, still is. I think it would be Morgan Wallen, then Luke Combs and him battling for 2 and 3. I think that's how it goes. I'm not a giant country person, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Morgan Wallen's the one everywhere.
Right now he is, yeah. I think he is. I don't fucking know.
I think personally, first of all, he didn't write the song. Somebody sent it to him. He said, I like it.
The song's nothing. The song's just retarded.
That's my whole point. My whole point is, and what he
it's more the video
said,
that's
backing
the
it
issue,
up.
I think.
And I'm not arguing with you that looks insensitive, and I could understand.
If you combine the song and take the words out of, well, not even out of context, because what videos do is usually put words into context.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to not look at the words and then take them in the context of some of the video and go, I get it. I get why people take it that way.
When I listened to his interview about it, he said, not one word in that song pointed or suggested anything racial or any race. And he said, if you notice the video, and he said, quite frankly, everything in that video was a real piece of footage. And there was as many assholes that were white.
The majority of them was. I noticed that when I was watching the video, that the majority of clips they were showing were white people. And I think they did that on purpose.
He said the reason they chose that courthouse to do it in front of it, and I'm not arguing with you that I could see how it could be insensitive, was that he said there's been many cases of unrest in front of that courthouse. And a lot of them turned ugly and...
Well, because that's a real racist part of the country.
It's somewhere in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, and he's from Georgia.
He's from Macon, Georgia. But the whole point is...
Go down and do it in Georgia.
Maybe...
You're, talking about your small town.
Maybe
do it in your own small
chose the wrong thing, putting it in front of that courthouse, because I can't understand that. But do I think the song hinted racism in any way, shape, or form? Fuck no, I don't.
Don't you think that if you do a video about your small town, you should do it in your small town, not someone else's small town?
I think he was trying to suggest that in every small town. Because Macon, Georgia is not a tiny little town.
I've been to a lot of small towns, mostly pussies.
Well, bottom line is, I don't think he nearly meant anything about it. And I think when the song was out, nobody said a fucking word. The video came out, which I kind of understand your point. But I think 1 or 2 crazy fucking people grabbed a hold of it and turned it into all this. Because I don't think... Because like I said, I was watching all these reaction videos. Most of the reaction videos were by black guys or black women, and they're like, I just don't see anything racial there.
But I mean, you're also watching reaction videos that got published. So if someone would have came up and said, the same person might not have published it. I don't know. I don't care.
I'm just saying, I don't think it was a racial thing.
I wish this kind of shit... And the idea that politically, the idea that the liberals are the ones that are bringing this shit up is ridiculous. All right, like I said, I guarantee some fucking lawyer looked at this and went, ugh, guys, we might not want to do this just in case. Just crossing his T's, dotting his I's.
Right.
They stopped playing on CNT. It got out, and then all of a sudden it was because of all the protests. No one cared.
No one cared.
No one knew about it. And then
but
the media blows it up, and it becomes this big thing on social media, and then it becomes this big divisive thing where people like me and you are fucking disagreeing and about the whatever it is. Now we're friends, so we at the end of it, you know, who gives a shit? But let's say we're not friends, and all of a sudden this becomes heated. You know, over what? Over nothing.
Over nothing.
You just wanting to stir shit on the internet, which isn't Jason Aldean's fault per se, as far as that the reaction. But like I said, in my opinion, you do it at a place that doesn't have a racial history.
Well,
if you're smart enough, you can watch
like
that video
said,
and you can go, ooh, I could see how they could take it that way. Maybe I should have
That's
thought
what
this.
I did.
And maybe that's what he should have done in his response. Like, man, like I didn't consider it. I fucked up. I wish I wouldn't have filmed it there. That's not what I meant by this. Blah, blah, blah. I moved on. But instead he kind of not leans into it, but also doesn't really take care of it like I think he could have.
Well,
but then what
he's
do you
obviously
expect?
being a guy as big as he is, and the companies he works for and the people he works for. If he truly was to have put out a racist song, someone in his organization is going to stop him and say, we're not going to commit career suicide with this fucking bullshit song. So I don't think it was intended in any
if
way,
you want to
shape,
go
or
listen
form.
to some real fucking racist country music, go listen to David Allen Coe. He'll say
And
some,
it's like, how come
he'll say some bad
It's like
shit.
one of the guys doing the fucking feedback video, and I really was like looking at this guy going, and I wasn't making any judgments either way. But he was like, let's bring up some really popular hip-hop and rap lyrics right now. They're 150 times worse than anything.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, dude.
But the whole point is,
thing.
no lawyer said, hey, we better not put I'm going to eat your wet-ass pussy with a spoon out there. It might offend some people. Nobody gave two fucks about that
because that's
song.
a different kind of offensive thing.
Right. Isn't it amazing how offensive isn't offensive?
Because who gives a fuck about pussies, dude? Me and you both agree. We're not sitting here saying the N-word, but we'll talk about pussies all day. So it's, you know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you know, there's a lot of hip hop that talks about nothing but killing people and fuck you and
definitely. But that's what
issue.
It's not like they ever said that it wasn't about that though.
No,
you know, when you ask those hip hop guys, they're like, "Yeah, it wasn't about that. It was about this." No, they'll tell you, "No, this was about my neighborhood where I grew up at. This is what goes on."
But that's what Aldean said.
No, he didn't. He didn't say, "Well, yeah, I grew up around a lot of racist people, and it's kind of about."
Well,
this
no,
kind
he
of
didn't
shit.
say that.
But it wasn't
he said
anyways.
it's about the feeling of community that I had growing up.
Yeah, but the idea that community doesn't exist in the cities is fucking ridiculous too. I mean, if you go, you know how it is. You know how we work with a lot of people from the inner city. They all fucking know each other. That community is almost stronger than almost any community. If you go into the Bay, and I watch these videos about all the most dangerous hoods in the world, and they all even say the same thing. Like, if you're in this community, you're in there, you don't really got anything to worry about. But if you're outside of this community, you're gonna get fucking shot. You're screwed. So I mean, the sense of community is great even in these inner cities. So the idea that your sense of community is better than the other is just kind of silly. It's just different. It's not better. It's just different, and that's fine. Either way, my fuck you wasn't Jason Aldean for being racist. I don't know Jason Aldean, but I will say he is probably either racist or fucking stupid. He can pick. I'm going to go with stupid. He's probably just fucking stupid, didn't do his research, didn't realize that this is what's going to happen if he does this kind of thing, and he could have avoided it if he would have went somewhere else. But whatever. Fuck you. But, you know, either way, in the end, all we really learned out of the segment is Chris is racist. All right, thank you. Good night.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.